Tonight, Ramsey County officials are suing Homeland Security, trying to get information about a high-profile incident during Operation Metro Surge when federal agents detained a Hmong man in his home and then brought him outside wearing almost no clothes. Lou Goose joins us now with more on this story. Lou.
Rena, it took a lawsuit before Hennepin County got federal officials to start cooperating in the Alex Preddy and Renee Good investigations. And now Ramsey County is following the same course in this case.
Do not talk to them!
This was one of the lasting images from Operation Metro Surge. Chongli Scott Tao, a 58-year-old Hmong elder, dragged out of his house in his underwear in sub-zero temps.
He was a U.S. citizen. They took him into a car and essentially disappeared him for a good part of an hour.
Ramsey County authorities have been investigating the January incident, presumably carried out by ICE agents using photos and license plate numbers, but it's been tough.
We actually used the flock system to try to track those cars. Unfortunately, they changed the plates to different cars.
After the U.S. Department of Homeland Security ignored prior requests or stonewalled Ramsey County officials in their opinion, they are now suing.
To evaluate whether or not Minnesota law has been broken.
Ramsey County Sheriff Bob Fletcher says they need investigative reports in order to get a sense of the ICE agents' explanation for what they did and why they did it.
I don't think there's a question that there was a law broken. I mean, at the minimum, this is conduct unbecoming of an officer of the court. At a maximum, it's some form of false imprisonment or kidnapping. It all depends on what the intent was, what the motive was, what they did during that hour.
Fletcher says they wouldn't tolerate that from any other law enforcement agency and that the conduct was un-American.
In addition to getting justice for Mr. Tao, we do want to send a strong message that this isn't acceptable in Minnesota.
Now, just in the last half hour, Homeland Security sent me a statement in response calling the lawsuit a political stunt. They go on to say that the agents were executing a warrant looking for a sexual predator and that Tao refused to be fingerprinted or had his face scanned, so that they held him for what they call the safety of the public and law enforcement. But it's worth noting that it ended up that the people they actually were looking for were already in custody. Back to you.
All right, Lou, thank you for that.